you to do with our first breathing exercise, we're going to do quite a longer, convoluted one, folks. And that's because I want you to feel like you feel this corset muscle in your middle of your body being activated and seeing how it works. So what I'd like you to do, we're going to take a breath in, but then we just do a very gentle hissing sound, you know, like if it was the same sound as if there was air coming out of a balloon like this. While you're doing that, it's very gently kind of letting air out of your body. You might feel a squeezing feeling in your middle. Remember in the previous video I described it like if you've ever worn a corset and somebody's pulled the strings. But it's different for different people. You might feel it in a different part of your body compared to maybe say one of your friends or something. The different places where people feel it is maybe right at the front here. You might feel it more like over your hips. You might feel it more at the side or your lower back. You might just feel generally more aware of your back being involved when you sing. You might feel it more like your shoulder blades are being more active when you sing as well. Generally speaking, when you're trying to develop a good technique for your voice, if you feel more aware of what your back is kind of helping you with it, that's generally speaking a good thing. If you ever feel any discomfort or pain, shouldn't ever feel like that. It means that you have to stop. It's a very gentle kind of sucking in feeling. People feel it in different parts. So as you're doing the hiss out the way, you might feel the squeezing coming in of your corset muscle. I want you to get to the very end, so keep hissing away until you can't hiss anymore because you've run out of air. At that moment, I like you to think about really relaxing the muscles very, very quickly. And for me, I think of the word splat. And that's because I want you to think about almost like letting the muscles splat to the floor. This is the part of singing that people don't tell you about, guys, that sometimes it feels... it can make you feel a bit self-conscious, especially when you're trying to first establish a breathing technique, because it's far deeper and than what some people would be doing before at some point, depending on like if they do any exercise or not. But you're also not used to this constant movement in the middle of your body. It's in and out, in and out, in and out with your abdominal muscles like all the time. It can make you feel self-conscious. It's really like the part of singing that is the really not very glamorous at all part of singing. Sometimes you can feel that your belly's way out to here or something. Please persevere with it, because you'll see me doing the exercises and you'll see my body doing it. It doesn't look that bad, but it just feels really exaggerated when you're first doing it. So I'm going to show this first breathing exercise. I'm going to do the whole thing, trying to kind of comment when I can while I'm doing it, and you can see the whole thing that I'd like you to try. Please bear in mind, everyone, that I don't want you to sing, to do the breathing exercise necessarily for the same time as me. You have to stop when you feel like you want to stop, whether that's before me or after me. Please don't get to the point where you're exhaling, where you feel lightheaded or anything like that. Anytime that you feel like you want to take a breath, that's when you should take a breath. You have to be very mindful of looking after yourself. Don't just squeeze and squeeze and squeeze and squeeze to the point that you feel like you're going to fall over or something. So this is the whole exercise. You take your first breath in, and then we're going to do a hissing sound. You feel it squeeze the muscles as you're doing it in the middle. Then relax the muscles. And then you're ready to start again. And the important thing with this, guys, is thinking about your middle breathing for you. That's why I say about the think splatted to the floor, because the quicker that you can release the muscles, the quicker that you can breathe again. That's where a lot of people kind of go wrong when they're first trying to teach breathing. When I was young, when I was at school, I was taught to bring the shoulders up and almost like think about breathing from your chest. Well, I know that my lungs are placed around here, but I find it a lot easier to imagine like that my breathing is coming from the middle of my body. And that's because that helps me to feel like I don't have to worry about my shoulders rising up if I do that. But it's also easier to think about deeper breath almost coming into your middle. and then it's easier for you to control it with the corset muscle. So your action step for this one, guys, is to try that exercise. You take a breath in, hiss out for as long as you want to. Please don't feel that you have to sustain the breath for as long as I do. You can do it, stop before or after me. You have to like be aware of what your body wants to do and just go with that. Don't push too hard. Release the muscles as quickly as you can.